Hello everybody, welcome to the Digital Marketing Podcast. I hope you can all hear me. I'm going to be streaming this live on Facebook Live right now, which is very, very cool. And it's also very weird because now I can see myself in a reflection on Facebook Live just 20 seconds later than I should do. So I'm going to turn that off because otherwise it's distracting. I hope you can hear me okay. And I'm also recording this and I'm going to put this onto SoundCloud and also on YouTube as well. So so many different ways in which you can watch me. It's terrifying. You may be thinking that I have decided to pick the worst day in the world to choose to record this podcast because it is the hottest day on record so far, I am led to believe, and that is a godsend, I suppose, because this is the first ever episode of the Digital Marketing Podcast, and all those few little niggly bits, all those little errors that I will make. In theory, this will be absolutely dynamite watching. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, you're watching it on YouTube later on, because it's either going to be really, really good, in terms of everything's going to go smoothly, I'm going to be amazing, and there's going to be no errors whatsoever, or it's going to be terrible because everything's going to go wrong all at once. But we'll see how it goes, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So be gentle with me, people. People on Facebook, people who are watching me on YouTube, all those YouTube commenters, be gentle with me, please. Okay, so enough of that nattering. I'm going to move on and explain what it is that this Digital Marketing Podcast is all about, why I am doing it, why I've chosen to do it on this particular platform. Essentially, Digital Marketing Punk, me, hello, is in essence an active resistance, as it were, to all the certain dark underworld areas of digital marketing and how can I put this gently? The certain agencies and people out there, freelancers as well, that don't necessarily do digital marketing justice, and don't tell their clients. These are, small businesses. Hopefully, some of you are watching right now or are listening right now. What the real sort of area of digital marketing is all about, what the whole point of it is, and what you can actually do in reality, in real terms, to drive your business forward. And it's really exciting because the active resistance part of it is not something that I see very much, and I'm really, really passionate about it. I get really, really angry and frustrated when I hear from small businesses, from people that run businesses, that they have an outsourced agency, a digital marketing agency that they have trusted with their digital marketing efforts to drive sales and leads, these things that small businesses live and die by, certainly in this whole world of digital, social media, Google dominating everything. It really upsets me that they seem to be being led down the wrong path. And there's a couple of reasons, I suppose, why they do that. Number one, it's easier to lead them down an easier path. It's maybe it's a tried and tested methodology that they have. But the fact of the matter is that all small businesses are very, very different. All businesses are very, very different. Their product is different. Their service is very, very different. And the reason that we have all of these, different outlets in digital marketing, and the reason that we have things like, SEO and social media, and we have paid advertising like AdWords and search ads and display ads and YouTube ads and all these different things, is because our various services, our various products are very, very different. Then we can utilize all of them, and that doesn't mean we have to utilize every single one of them all the time. I mean, we need to pick and choose the ones that we should be focusing on, and we should be using, that really hits home to the ones that are going to be most effective to that product or service. So that really, really frustrated me, and that's the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I want to have this platform, this live YouTube video, this podcast, this YouTube channel, to essentially have the opportunity to not just air my own grievances, I suppose, but also to talk to people, whether that be small business owners, whether that be professionals in the industry of digital marketing, whether that be people in certain subsets of experts in certain subsets of areas which are related to running a small business in the digital age. I'm thinking particularly sort of GDPR things there, but I wanted to have this platform to be able to, in real terms, for everybody to understand, for Joe Bloggs on the street that owns a plumbing business to be able to easily understand what it is, first of all, what is that we're talking about in a completely non-geek speak, non-sales, and I'm going to swear bullshit kind of way, so that everybody can easily understand what's going on and what it is that you can do. And the fact of the matter is, and this is really important to me as well, that if you are a small business owner and if you have a business and you know that you should be driving leads and sales through some kind of digital platform, then the way that is most effective for most business owners is that they should be doing a lot of the work themselves. Now that sounds completely ridiculous because you're thinking, well, I have outsourced partners to do this, I have agencies to do this, I have a digital marketer that works for me or with me to be able to do this. But the fact is that if in this world, in this new world where social media is absolutely everywhere, we all have a message, we all have a personal sort of outlet that we can go onto the internet and talk about, and people engage with that. People engage with that personal activity, that personal sort of message that we're trying to put across, and that's why if you are a small business, you should be really considering sort of doing the social media yourself, going on Instagram and using these newfangled channels, and that's not the technical term, obviously, these newfangled channels to be able to express what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. And that doesn't just mean sell. And I think a lot of people get confused with that. Certainly a lot of the clients that I work with get confused with that. It's about just being you and just giving that message across and saying who you are and what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're trying to achieve and what your passions are, and that's really, really helpful. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm really passionate about digital marketing punk and being that active resistance to really shabby digital marketing, and I have a platform which to do that, and this is why I'm doing it. A little history about myself is probably going to be absolutely key here. So I'm Tom, I'm Digital Marketing Punk. I am a digital marketer by trade. I work for an agency in my local area. I've worked for numerous local digital agencies in the past, working with a myriad of different clients. And I'm not here to say that I am an absolute expert in everything to do with digital marketing, because that's not true whatsoever. I have my strengths, but I also have my weaknesses as well. And that is why, hopefully over the next couple of weeks, as I'm doing different episodes of this podcast, I'm going to be asking for guests to come on who are much more intelligent than me, to be able to talk about different aspects of digital marketing in real terms, like I said, in the most simple terms that are possible, to be able to get that message, that idea over to you, because I'm not going to be able to do that all on my own. I haven't got the expertise to do that, so hopefully I'll be able to get people on. So that's my history, that's what I do. I suppose what I hope from you guys is that are watching and that are listening, is that you will help me out a little bit, because this is not all about me. It's about what you want. So I'm hoping that, if you do have a question about digital marketing, or you do have a worry, a query about digital marketing, then you will, connect with me and ask me those questions, and either I will try and answer them myself, or I will get someone else who's much more intelligent than me to answer them for you. And I'll talk to them about it. I'll try and make it clear. There are lots of different ideas that I've got running around my head about different aspects of digital marketing that I think are really important and pertinent right now. So, for example, Instagram's become very, very big at the moment. Hopefully I can get some kind of... I'm not an Instagram expert other than the fact that I use it. someone to talk about how to best utilize Instagram, again in real terms, so you can go away and hopefully pick up some hints and some tips about using Instagram properly to promote your business. GDPR, obviously the deadline for the deadline. I'm going to say this right now. I have a real bugbear with GDPR. There seems to be a lot of sort of Armageddon. The world is going to explode on deadline day, and everyone's going to be fined thousands and thousands of pounds, and the butcher across the road from me is going to close down because they accidentally seared someone's details into a pork loin that they sold to someone. I don't believe for a second that is actually going to happen. I think there's a lot of scaremongering going on regarding GDPR, and there's a lot of selling going on of training courses and different resources and different privacy policies, and this scaremongering just drives people to do it. And again, that's one of the reasons that I've decided to use Digital Marketing Punk and this Digital Marketing Punkcast as a platform, because I don't think that's right for a start. We shouldn't be using scaremongering tactics of small to medium sized businesses to be selling these things. And it becomes, you have so many different people yelling at you all at the same time, saying you should be doing this and you should be doing that, and oh my god, this is going to happen if you don't do this, and this is going to happen. That we don't really know what's true anymore. We don't know what it is that we actually should be doing as small businesses. And even me, it's someone who's feet on the ground, who works in this industry, I can't say for sure. I have a general idea. I can't say for sure exactly what we should be doing, because there's a lot of sort of cloak and dagger stuff and scaremongering going on that is it's not clear. So that's what I hope to do. Hopefully I'm going to be talking to a GDPR expert very, very soon, and I'm going to strap them down and force them to tell us in real terms exactly how it is, what it is that you should be doing in terms of GDPR. There are other exciting things as well, talking something that I know a little bit more about. There is, I don't know if you've heard, Google, in terms of search engine optimization, this way of making your business website rank higher in Google. They have just released what is known as mobile first indexing, and you're probably thinking now, I have no idea what mobile first indexing is. Let me give you a very brief explanation in the way that I understand it. Mobile first, so in the past, when Google sort of decided how to rank your website, they would use your website and read your content. You've probably heard a lot of this before. They'd read your content and decide that was good quality, and they'd rank your website according to that. And they'd also use usability metrics as well, and they'd use a whole range of different metrics really. But now that we all have smartphones, and we all use the internet in a sort of different way now than we used to back in 1998 when Google was first released. We now have a sort of different experience. So that means that we're moving across to indexing, and this is what mobile first indexing is, indexing the mobile experience of your website first. And that will mean, again, there's a lot of sort of scaremongering regarding mobile first, and at least there used to be. There's not so much, I suppose, anymore, but there's a lot of scaremongering about mobile first, and people that don't understand their own websites, or because they've had an agency do it or they've had a freelancer do it, they don't understand their own websites. They're not sure whether what they have got is going to be appropriate, and whether it's going to be de-indexed or de-ranked because of this new mobile first sort of rollout that Google are doing right now. So either I'm going to talk about that on a completely separate episode and just run you down what that means, or I'm going to get someone else, because just hearing me talk for half an hour, 45 minutes is going to be incredibly boring. Even I know that. But I'm going to be hopefully getting someone in to talk about what mobile first indexing really is, and GDPR and other areas as well. There are exciting areas in terms of augmented reality and how you could use that for, how actual people, not just these multi-million pound organisations who have the technology to be able to do this, but how organisations that are perhaps smaller with a smaller marketing budget could utilize augmented reality or virtual reality or YouTube advertising and other platforms like that. It's all there, it's all available. It's just empowering yourself through knowledge on how to actually achieve it. And yeah, it might mean more work, and yes, it might mean that I'm telling you things that you might not want to hear in terms of workload and having to do this and having to do that and getting into the nitty-gritty of it. But the point of Digital Marketing Podcast is that if you decide to take a few tips away from it, if you decide to take the whole thing away from it, you will gain something out of it. You'll find something that will be of value, and I want it to be as accessible as possible so that you can take something away from it and actually see viable results from it. So yeah, that's essentially it really. That is Digital Marketing Podcast in a nutshell. I'm really, really excited. If you do have a story to tell, if you're a small business owner or if you're an industry expert and you want to, you think you've got something to talk about which would be of interest to small business owners, then please do get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, just search Thomas Marriott, or you can go over to my Facebook page, Digital Marketing Punk, at Digital Marketing Punk, and you can go and like that page and you can message me and contact me. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Also, you can go over to my Twitter, my Instagram, whatever, but I would absolutely love to hear from you, and hopefully we can have a chat on this podcast. You don't have to be here in this sweaty little box of an office. We'll do it over the internet, and we'll talk and we'll have a chat and we'll record it and put it onto an episode of the Digital Marketing Punkcast very, very soon. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have gained a better understanding of what this podcast is all about. If you do have any questions or anything that you'd like me to answer before we do our first guest interview, then I might do another short podcast before the guest interview podcast comes in. But do message me, do get in touch. I'd really, really appreciate it. And also go away and like everything, and like all the pages, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook. I'd really, really appreciate that. And share it if you think that someone would actually get some value out of it. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you very, very soon on the next episode of Digital Marketing Punkcast. Thank you very much.